food and eating. I've just been doing everything except for jumping on social media. In fact, I just reactivated an old Twitter account today just so I could see people cry on Twitter. But I've been back on this app for I don't know what it's been, 2 or 3 weeks. And what got me back on the app was meeting up with Uncle Steve Appel, and Dr. Jordan in LA. We got together and hung out. Dr. Jordan almost killed me in his car, and but the three of us spoke about the state of the app and hey, you should check it out again. And I didn't want to because I didn't leave voluntarily. By the way, I mean I could have just spun up an immediate burner account, and by the way, everybody's got burner accounts, and so I may have been on the app, I don't know, a half a dozen times during the time that I've been away, just to kind of check things out. And I don't think I ever got past more than 5 minutes of some of the nonsense, and I just left. But after connecting with people IRL, I was like, all right, we'll jump in. And then I wasn't really loving it, to be honest. I was like, dude, this is fucking getting lame. But most of that is because a lot of the people I enjoyed talking to just kind of had gone in different directions. And today I look across the stage and I look at the audience, and I'm just like, all right, now we're talking. Now we're getting it back. So anyways, I've just been enjoying my time away. PSA, I would recommend to all of you, as much as I love to talk to all of you, I would recommend take at least a month. I took 6 months plus. Take some time and get away. Go do things that you haven't been doing. I would just highly recommend it. It's really good.
I agree. I was off this app for about 3 years.
I want to hear about Dr. Jordan's driving.
Oh my God! Have you not heard the story? Okay,
no.
I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. So we were hanging with Steve, and then Dr. Jordan and I decided we wanted to go to this young hip spot. So we get in his car. We're driving, we're talking, bullshitting. And for those of you that don't know Dr. Jordan, he's very neurotic. For those of you that do, he's just as neurotic in real life as he is on the app. And so he's just kind of got this nervous energy that just kind of is part of his personality. And we had just met in person maybe an hour prior, and so he's just kind of dealing with maybe some nerves, right? So anyways, we're hanging out and we're driving in the car, and we get to a stoplight. Now all of you, I assume, drive. We get to a stoplight, it's red, I'm a passenger, he's the driver. And when the light turned green, for whatever reason, the car flies in reverse and then automatically stops. I believe his car is what stopped him because there was a car behind him. And it was this crazy whiplash. It really was crazy whiplash. And I didn't want to say a word because I didn't want to I don't know, make Dr. Jordan any more nervous than he was. And so I didn't say a word. Then we go and eat. We're at this young, hip, fun place. We got to get this rock star treatment because, I don't know, Dr. Jordan and I are a little out there. And so after a while, it was just a fun little scene. I don't mention the fucking incident at all. And then when we're wrapping it up and I'm about to take off and he's about to take off, I go, hey, dude. So you guys convinced me. I'm going to come back to the app, check some things out. And then he's like, oh, that's really cool. And I go, we're going to have to talk about this car today. And he just died laughing. And then the first time I told the story, he was on the stage, but he was with his dad, and he hit me up privately, and he's like, oh my God, your retelling of the story was hilarious. The only problem was now I had to get a lecture from my dad about my driving. So, anyways,
his car was in reverse though, and then traffic light. How did it go in reverse?
The two questions I had for him was, why on earth would you be at a traffic light with the car in reverse? And why, when the light turns green, which he literally punched it, we flew into reverse. I have no idea what he was trying to do. I couldn't explain it. I've asked him multiple times. He does
automatic transmission or standard transmission?
Automatic.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bizarre. But I will say this: with all that said, I would gladly hang out with him again. He's not fucking driving. I will say that, but I would gladly hang out with him. All right, we can move back on to the topic. Hubert, you got any thoughts on the topic of the room or what's happened over the last day? All right. Anybody else want to jump in? Go right ahead.
Yeah, hi guys. So it's the first time I'm in your room. I saw you were talking about the war between Israel and Iran, and US suddenly jumped in and just bombed 3 nuclear plants. And as an Iranian, I wanted to thank the US for doing so, because it is what all Iranians want. You know, we are peaceful people and don't want to bomb anyone. And I hope it all goes well for Iranian people, and for all of you. Just want to mention it again that the Islamic regime is a complete different thing. So you should differentiate it between this regime and the people.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Rash, can I ask you a couple questions? What do you think could be next? What do you think the people like Iran?
It's a $1 million question, bro. The problem is that people really do not have the power, or they're not really have the ability to change the regime themselves. You know, IRGC have weapon, as one of you just mentioned earlier. People don't know what to do, and they don't have any real leader inside or outside the company. The exiled crown prince is someone who people can rely on, but the problem is that he's not that much charismatic, so he couldn't really draw the people's attention to himself. So we don't have anyone to lead this regime change.
So I have a
One
question.
scenario. Yeah.
I have a question for you, Rush. Okay, so
Yeah.
what is there the possibility of recruiting one of the generals to rebel and providing air support to some general in the Iranian military to take over the government? Presumably, a new government backed by the U.S. would be more friendly to the world than the.
It's not likely to happen, because almost all the generals are loyal to the regime. So they come from the regime. They are loyal. They are loyal. They are brainwashed, and they don't do anything against the will of the supreme leader.
Are you in Iran right now?
Not at the moment. My family is.
And how are they doing?
They're doing good. Almost everyone are taking shelter to just be safe. And the main thing I told them, and I told Iranian people who I see in Clubhouse, that you should get away from those dangerous areas and nuclear plants and those factories and government-based buildings.
So did they feel the explosion where they're at?
No, because these 3 plants that the U.S. bombed were in the central area of Iran, but my family lives to the north of Tehran, which is it's close to the Caspian Sea, if you know the geography of Iran.
And the army is still strong over there? Like, what are they feeling in terms of them being safe with not agreeing with what's going on? I know you can't vocalize it there, or you can get killed, right?
Yeah, so the army and IRGC, they've been merged for a long time. They just